This year, we're changing the game. A keyboard with fine-tuned control will be your greatest tool on the raceway. A mouse can be the ultimate Swiss Army knife with hidden side buttons to dominate the lanes. The mousepad, your greatest, most trustworthy ally on the playing field. Your headset, the uncanny radar to detect and crush the opposition. This year, take control, break through, and make your gaming experience with CoolerMaster.
A whole new series, 800 series. So it would be a headset, keyboard, mouse, mousepad. Let's start with my favorite, the keyboard. We got the MK850 and the MK851, and I'll tell you the difference in a little bit. So the MK850, as you can see, of course, all the bells and whistles, RGB, all things, because why not? Per key backlighting, of course. Two different precision wheels here that you see. The default on the left one will be volume. The other one can be whatever you want. You know, you can program it to DPI, maybe RGB control as well, all via software. Dedicated multimedia keys, dedicated macro, these 5 macro keys here for you as well. So, I mean, pretty solid keyboard. We have USB ports here, also Type-C cable. You can see it. And it's actually Type-C plug-in, so I always end up plugging in and it's detachable, which I love detachable cables for my keyboard, especially because I work for CoolMaster and I use like 100 at a time, and so I'm always able to like, boop, 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 boop. So that's always nice. But okay, super cool and awesome. But this year, whenever we designed any of our peripherals, and what we kept in mind was winning. How can we create something that gives you actually a competitive edge in gaming? So right here, I'm going to show you right now. Oh, no, not for this one, right? This is the 850. So what we have, the 851. Now, the 851 is the exact same thing that I just showed you, except it has these buttons here that are programmed, and it would be this button right here. You push this button right here, you win all games. It's basically an instant cheat button. No, I'm just kidding. What happens when you push the button? This cluster of 8 keys right here, that is your key to victory. Now you might be asking, I have no idea what you're talking about. They turned up white instead of RGB. Is that the key to winning victory? And I say no. What it is it's actually aimpad technology. Now what aimpad is, we partnered up with this company and they end up making RGB, not RGB, I'm getting confused because people are walking by and talking. What they end up doing, analog control on your keyboard. So if you know on an analog controller, how you can, it's pressure sensitive. So the same thing here. If you push it a little bit down, if your character in game or if you're playing a driving game, will accelerate a little bit and actually hold it. So as we know, traditional keyboards is like an on, like a light switch, on off, right? So if you're trying to turn or try to do stuff, you have to like maybe tap it, all these jerky movements. Those days of the past, you do it halfway and you kind of turn slightly. So that's something really cool, really great for driving, flying sims, or third-person shooters, anything where you see your character playing. So really fun stuff there. Something we're really excited about to see how reviewers and the community kind of feels about that. So you, Martin, got to tell me what's up. And of course you can try it in these pods we have. Of course magnetic wrist rest because very nice smooth material as well. So cool. That's a keyboard. That's my favorite. That's about it. So
does that come with it?
Yes, it does. And actually here, because all these are super prototypes, probably available around Q3. But this right here is probably this is going to use this top plate. And the only difference really is this is brushed aluminum versus non-brushed. Reason why is because people thought this was plastic, because I don't know. So we're like, okay, fine. You want to know that it's aluminum, we'll make it brushed aluminum. So you know what you're getting. So super excited about the keyboard, my favorite. But let's go to the mouse now, because I'm also really excited about the mouse. Of course, it'll be all RGB. Because, as we said, why not? RGB, everything. But what we got also here, now this is a MOBA MMO mouse. But you might be asking yourself, MOBA MMO, isn't it supposed to come with 12 buttons, 25 buttons, 120? No. What this is, it's actually built in hidden integrated D-pad. I know you're trying to get the light, huh? Yeah. So what it is you can kind of see the highlighted, these 4 little buttons here, and it's actually built in. So the concept behind this, if I put my hand on it here, the concept behind this, right, is you have your thumb right up on it, and by just rocking up like that, I'm actuating the top key. Or you push a little bit up there, do that, and so by rocking it, you end up able to actually get fast access to keys instead of having to move your thumb and push at different things. You just quickly react. Another reason too is what we found out in our research. A lot of people who use MMO or mobile mice, they use it really just for those because it's just a bunch of buttons. What ours is designed for is you can actually still grip it here. So if you play a game, like if you bounce back and forth between games, like let's say you're playing CS:GO or whatever, PUBG, you're able to still get a tight grip on here without actuating keys. So it's kind of like, hey, that's something convenient too, because you're able to still get functionality of multiple keys, but have a tight grip on it. So that's what, and of course, top of the line sensor. It'll be 24,000 DPI, blow your mind. So if you're using a 16-inch monitor, it'll be perfect. No, and also, of course, RGB PBT material as well. So it doesn't wear and tear, or maybe in 1,000 years it'll, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But, so yeah, that's the mouse. Super excited. What that mouse is sitting on is our mouse pad. So I don't know if I said it, but this is the MM830. Okay, that's for the mouse. This one is the MP860. So this is a mouse pad. RGB, of course, will come with software, so you can control all the lighting options. Very minimalistic lighting, which, as you can see, a lot of our that's kind of our little thing now. We want to kind of keep it very minimalistic.
Yes, that was Vic.
Sorry, I heard my name. But then, so what we have here, the cloth surface, but it is dual-sided.
Actually, at that time, we worked with
So this is a hard surface, but it's actually kind of steel. It is, yeah, I feel it. It's
Yes, I know.
it's cold to the touch. It's got kind of like a little power coat treatment. So actually, it has more friction. Most hard surfaces are very speed. This is actually the opposite. This has more friction than this side, than the soft side. Yeah, so 2 different choices for you to customize and choose from. Next one I'll show you is our headset. So this will be, right now, the wire we got plugged in is 3.5 millimeter, but it does have, if you can see it on camera, the Type-C.
Yes, it's a multiple.
Yep. So with Type-C, if you for RGB, here would have the outline, so you can get RGB, because as I said, why not? And also access to 7.1 virtual surround sound if you use the Type-C. But if you didn't want to, you want to use 3.5 millimeter, we have that as well. You have the detachable cable too. I'm trying to do it one-handed. There we go. But as I said, when we designed a lot of these products, the one thing we mainly focused on was like, okay, how can we make accessories with technology to help you win, right? To help you play better. So these 2 identical dials on the back, this one here and this one, this is what we're calling Focus FX. So with Focus FX, it's a dial that you can spin back and forth, and it's actually a mechanical solution where you're a hardware solution. You're basically opening up the soundstage inside by alternating it. So what that does is with Focus FX on, you're isolating the mids and highs. And when you do that in games like PUBG or CS:GO, where hearing sound is really, really important, where you hear that footstep or you hear that gunshot, you turn Focus FX on and it makes it clearer. So that's, but if you wanted to, if you didn't really care about that, or you wanted to, even if you're listening to music or movies, or you want to be totally immersed in a game, hear those explosive moments, you just turn Focus FX off. So it's pretty good. And I mean, I think that's about it.